All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Raider Nation Talks. Welcome back. I am your host, Devontae G. And today is Thursday. I'm a little bit behind on getting my video out, especially after the Buffalo game and then going into this Kansas City game. So I'm kind of going to ball all these into one and talk about the Buffalo game. Then we're going to talk about the Chiefs game, and then, of course, get into some prediction stuff. Like always, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe, click that bell for all your notifications. Once we get to 25 subscribers, I will be opening up my Zoom channel for the fans so that everybody who leaves their comments down below, when you leave those good comments, I'll send you the Zoom invite and we get on the channel and we talk ball. I know the channel is called Raider Nation Talk. This channel is for all football fans, AFC West, Chiefs, Broncos, Denvers, Buffalo fans, Saint fans, Cleveland Brown fans who's still on the schedule. If you're playing the Raiders this year, or even if you're not, and you just want to come on and talk some ball, let's get on and let's talk ball. Now, the one disclaimer I do have is that I don't want anybody disrespecting anybody else out there, Raider Nation. That goes for you guys especially. If Bronco fans are out here, don't be rude. If Chief fans, don't be rude. Any other team fan that's out there, please, we got enough drama and enough hate and enough stuff to deal with in this year, 2020. We have football. It is here, so let's be happy that we have that. Let's talk ball. And if you disagree with a fan, hey, that's cool. You disagree with, you don't have to reply to their comments or anything like that. But if you do want to reply, just keep it ball talk and let's not be offensive. Let's not disrespect anybody. And let's just be happy we have ball. This is something that brings us all together, and I'm glad we have it. So let's keep that peace. All right, let's jump into the last week game, week 4, Raiders versus the Bills. Now, I know in that game we had 2 fumbles. Waller fumbled and then Carr fumbled. Now, in this game, the Raiders were in this game the whole time. All the way up to the end, the Raiders were in this game. What stood out to me the most, and the reason for this loss, I have to say, is the offensive line. Gabe Jackson in particular got pushed around, and even Denzel Good, who's been playing very well at that left guard position, seemed to find himself in some trouble now and then. And I do believe Gabe Jackson is the one who gave up that pressure where Ed Oliver came around to be able to strip Carr on that pass for him to fumble, where he was trying to hit Waller, who would have been wide open for a huge play. If not a touchdown, that would have changed the momentum. So last week, that was definitely the Buffalo's front. Collapse in the pocket, putting a lot of pressure on our offensive line, and really dictating that the trenches and taking control of the line of scrimmage. So shout out to Buffalo, man. That defense, I know they were under a lot of scrutiny, and they took a lot of shots, man. Especially the way the offense been playing, especially with Josh Allen. But with them giving up so much yards, they definitely took it as a personal challenge, especially when you got a running back like Josh Jacobs coming in. They just dictated and controlled the game, and shouts out to them, and well done, Buffalo fans, and to Buffalo as well. For us moving forward, number one, we got to get healthy. That's obvious and apparent. But in the trenches, on offense and defense, it just got to step up. I mean, we're only going to go as far as our offense and our defensive line allows us to go. That's period. No questions asked. Offensively, we have to do a much better job of blocking and creating those holes for Josh Jacobs to run. The last 2 weeks have not really been there for Josh. And I mean, yes, he's gotten his yards and he's been able to make some plays. But if you watch how New England played and you watch how Buffalo Bills played, and that front 4, that front 7, and with them paying 6, 7, 8, 9 men in the box, especially last week with Buffalo, they played 9 men in the box. They was not afraid of our passing attack, and they put us in those situational downs where they knew, okay, they can run here, so we're going to guard against the run. they're going to have to pass here. So we're going to drop back and defend the pass. And if you hand off in a run, if you got to pick up 8-9 yards and you got to run, that's going to give them that time that they need to close in and prevent the first down anyway. So shouts out to Buffalo's defense, man. They did a hell of a job with that victory. And like Derek Carr said, and the Raiders, these past 2 games, the Raiders have beat themselves. If you watch the game against the Carolina Panthers and the game against the Saints, the Raiders didn't beat themselves. The Raiders won the game. And I've been telling everybody, and I'll continue to tell it, the only team in NFL that can beat the Raiders is the Raiders. The Raiders stop beating themselves, they are going to be in and have the ability to win any and every game they're in. Even against Buffalo, with them beating themselves, they still had a chance to win. They were moving the ball. They got to stop making those turnovers, and they got to stop committing those bonehead penalties. Now, that one against Foster Moreau with the lineup and everything, and I kept looking at that play and just trying to figure out exactly what it is that the ref was calling when he said he was over. When the tight end is lined up, the receiver, he's not overshadowed by another receiver, so he's supposed to be at the line. And like if there's another receiver, if he was playing a slot and then there was another receiver, if there was an X or Y out there, then he's supposed to be off so that he's not covering that tight end. But when he's the only receiver out there, he can be up on the line because he's not covering the tight end. So I don't know if it was the situation. I don't know. I looked at that and I was trying to figure out. I just couldn't really comprehend that one. And maybe it's just one of those things. Who knows? But anyway, Buffalo got the win. That was a hard-fought game. The Raiders didn't quit. Even with all the adversity they faced, they did their things, and kudos to them. So anybody got any comments or things they want to leave about the Bills games, things that they saw that may have or may not have a tribute to the loss or Buffalo wins, whatever the case, leave your comments down below. Cool deals. But again, to the Bill fans and the Buffalo Bills themselves, great job, great victory. They're definitely going to be a team to beat. Josh Allen is still balling. All right, now on to Kansas City. And I don't know if you guys have heard the press conferences, heard what Gruden had to say, Carr especially had to say, because every time Carr gets something, that seems to be making head waves, and ESPN and NFL Network and all of those other fun channels where these so-called experts are who like to voice their non-expertist opinion, but whatever. Carr has a right to be pissed. And Carr this year, from all season all up to now, he's tired of losing. He's pissed about the way things are, and he's holding everybody accountable, and that's a good thing. Carr is now taking the approach of his head coach. He's still going to be a Christian, but you can see Gruden starting to wear on him and starting to kind of like, get that little Gruden in him. Like he's starting to get that little fire in him. And that is a good thing, because having a fired up Derek Carr and Derek Carr with a nasty temper about things, you can see some exciting things happen. Now, on the plus side, Henry Ruggs is back practicing. Trent Brown is back practicing. So we are getting some offensive help if they are cleared to play. Still don't know that if they're cleared to play or not. They were back at practice yesterday, which was Wednesday. Today again is Thursday, October 8th. So we'll see how that goes, but that is a good sign to have them both back in practice, especially Trent Brown, considering I think he only played like 2 series or something against Carolina, and then he's been out since. So I don't know what he did to his calf, but this again just goes to show how important preseason is for these guys. Now, am I saying that we need to have 4 preseason games? Probably not. But 2 of them, definitely. I definitely think they need 2 preseason games. All of them. Starters, undrafted rookies, everybody. You need those preseason games to get your body in that football shape. We had so many ACL tears and MCL tears this year, just in the first week alone. It's been crazy. So preseason is definitely something that these guys need. So even if they knock it down to 3 or 2, they definitely should have at least 2. My personal opinion. I don't know if they need 4. 2 or 3 would be great. They don't need the 4, but if you can find a way to get the rookie mini camps going, OTAs, training camp, extend that a little bit. So if you make your training camp a little bit longer, or I don't know, adjust it somehow and get these guys like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then let the season start. I think that'd be good for them. Kansas City, everybody's been watching Kansas City. Everybody knows how the Chiefs been playing. What's not getting recognized for Kansas City is that defense. And let me tell you guys, this defense is something serious. If you don't believe me, turn on a tape to watch how that defense handled Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is an absolute beast. And for them to hold him to, I think, 192 total yards or something like that, or 92 total, like, that was insane. Like, they clamped down on a Baltimore offense that has firepower everywhere. This defense is going to be no joke. And when I'm looking at this, and I'm like, how did this defense do this against Baltimore? And when they played the Chargers, they barely won. It was 20-23 against the Chargers. And I'm like, how real is the Chargers? Like, that makes me really question the Chargers. And they were beating Tampa Bay until Tom Brady came back. So don't sleep on the Chargers neither. You guys out there, don't look at their record. The Chargers have been in some games, even with a rookie quarterback. Justin Hubert's been balling his ass off. So you guys, that Charger defense and that offense, do not sleep on it. Yeah, I think their record is 1-3 or something like that. Don't let that record fool you. The Chargers are real. Like, just remember that. This Chiefs game right here, we have to play smart football. I mean, there's no way around it. We got to play smart ball. We can't turn the ball over. We can't have the silly penalties. We have to score in the red zone. Offensive line has got to block. They got to create the holes. Defense, they have to be in their assignments. They got to play their gaps, fill their gaps, and take care of their assignments. And it's crazy to watch how other defenses play, and how those players do their job, and how well the defense is. And then you watch the Raiders, and you got guys out of position not doing their job, and you say, oh, yeah, that's what it looks like when you do your job versus when you don't do your job. If you have your assignment, and you do your assignment, do your job, and let everybody else have their assignment and do their jobs, it'll be a solid defense. We have the players to do it. We have the personnel, we have the speed, we have the team to play and beat a lot of these teams. If we do not commit the bonehead penalties, we don't commit the turnovers, with the Chiefs are notoriously good at taking the ball away. If we can minimize that, we will have a chance to not only be in this game, but win this game. We have to stop beating ourselves. And it is not what the Chiefs do. It's not about how explosive they are. It's not about how fantastic their defense is, because everybody knows it. Like, they are top 5 in both offense and defense. This isn't about the Chiefs, because you can't take anything away from what the Chiefs do. Like, they are going to be the Chiefs. They are going to come in and they are going to ball, and they ball at a high level. They are the defending Super Bowl champs for a reason. We're not going to talk about the Chiefs and what they do. We're going to talk about the Raiders and what hopefully they will do. Because if the Raiders play Raider ball, if the Raiders play how they open the season against Carolina, against the Saints, if they get back to that mentality, if everybody is accountable for themselves and check themselves, the Raiders will have a chance to win this game. Now, when I did my predictions, at this point in the time, when this point of the season is where I had the Raiders taking their first loss, because I did have the Raiders beating New England pre-Cam Newton, and I did have the Raiders beating the Buffalo Bills, because I just was not expecting Buffalo to be how they are, coming out on fire. And I did, of course, say it depends on the Buffalo team that shows up, because it can go either way. Last year, Buffalo being a 10-6 team, you saw them beat some teams that you were like, I was not expecting them to beat them. And then you see them lose to some teams, like, how they beat them and lose to them? It's crazy. Right now, Buffalo is beating everybody. They are 4-0. They are no joke. When they play New England, that is going to be a game to watch. So, again, Buffalo was a great, great game. Having New England playing Buffalo with those two defenses back to back the way we did, especially with the Saints, having those three games, even with Carolina. And I'm glad we played Carolina early and not late, because those four teams early, like, that is a huge, huge building block for where we're at and where we can be. Now, excuse me, it still doesn't take away from me thinking the Raiders are a playoff team. I still believe we can go 11-5. I still have that faith in my team. I'm looking at how they're working, and I'm looking at the product, and I'm looking at all these games that they are in, because they are in every single game. Even against New England, when they lost, they were still in that game. Last week against Buffalo, they were in that game. There's a lot of things that went wrong that they beat themselves in, but they were still in the game beating themselves. So just imagine if they stop beating themselves, what they can do. So that's why if the Raiders come out and they play Raider ball, we can get Henry Ruggs and we can get healthy, especially down the stretch after the bye week, and we start playing some of these teams who we should be able to beat. We have a chance. We have to weather the storm, which we've done. Hey, we're at 500 for the first quarter of the season. I'm going to take that. We're starting the second quarter of the season with Kansas City. In Kansas City, it is going to be a hellacious game. I'm still going to have the Raiders to lose this one just because of the way Kansas City is playing right now. I just have to tell you that. But if the Raiders come out, if the Raiders play Raiders ball, if they don't commit the knucklehead penalties and they don't turn the ball over and they actually get down and score in the end zone, do not be shocked if the Raiders pull up an upset. Derek Carr said it himself. You can't call this a rivalry if they're the only ones winning. It's supposed to be a rivalry, but it's not, because they keep kicking the Raiders' ass. If you haven't watched that press conference from Derek Carr, watch. You'll see a whole different mentality from Derek Carr than what's been in years past. You look in that man's eye, and you can hear it in his voice. Check that video out if you haven't seen it. But if this team plays the way they've been practicing, and they continue to be who they want to be, I'm telling you, if the Raiders stop beating themselves, they have a chance to win this game. Keywords: if they stop beating themselves. If Kansas City gets a turnover, and if we commit bonehead penalties, we're going to lose. Now, understand something. We are playing in Kansas City. There's going to be a lot of fictitious penalties by the refs, like years past, that may or may not be the deciding factor of this game. If the Raiders don't beat themselves and the refs don't have anything to do with it, this is going to be a fun game to watch. Kansas City State may still come out on top, but it's not going to be a beatdown like it has been in years past. Watch this game. It is going to be a fun one to watch. If the Raiders don't beat themselves, we don't commit any turnovers, if we can get some turnovers, I'm telling you what, because the best way to beat Kansas City is keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field. And the flip side of saying that defense can score too, so you got to pick your poison, because that team, from offense, defense, special teams, they are set. That's why they are defending champions, and they want to repeat. They are hungry to do that. Kansas City is showing it. Kansas City is already on their A game. They are A+ right now. They just line them up, we knock them down. That's their mentality. Line them up, knock them down. Line them up, knock them down. And Derek Carr said, they don't like us, we don't like them. We already know this. Kansas City is kicking the Raiders' ass for the past, I don't know how many years. The Raiders have to come in, and they have to be the ones to tighten up the chin strap, put that mouthpiece in, put the gloves on, wrap up the tapes, and get ready to take blows and dish them. If KC scores a touchdown, they need to be scoring a touchdown. We don't need to be kicking the field goals. We need to be scoring touchdowns on this one. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I got Kansas City winning this one. I got Kansas City winning this one 35-24. We'll see if I'm wrong. Hopefully that can be reversed and the Raiders can win 35-24. That's what I see. Hopefully it comes down to like a 20-23 game, 24-21 game, you know. But these two teams are extremely explosive, and our defense have definitely got to take their play up 2 levels. And without having Mo Hurst, because he's on that COVID-19 joint, and I think Mo Collins left the game last week because he was hurt, so I don't even know what his status is. All right, bruh, like everybody needs to be at like they on a level 8 on their plan, and I need them at a level like 52. Like they need to, like Fat Joe said, they need to go all the way up. They need to get it. So, leave your message, leave your comments. Always subscribe, hit the bell button. Let's get on these Zooms. Let's talk ball. First quarter season down, second quarter's up. I still got faith in my team. We'll finish 11-5. Hopefully they can back me up on that, and we'll see what happens. Until then, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask if you're going out, and like always, Raider Nation for life. See the flag back there? I'm rocking a shirt. We got to do this. Let's go. All right, y'all, I'm out.